The Suika game has been everywhere and I've been wanting to try it out, but there is a big problem with trying to play it. The game itself only costs $2.99, but as far as I can tell, it's only available on the Nintendo Switch. I don't have a Switch. Some web clones do already exist, but I'm not a big fan of how they play. It feels kinda funky. I'm a game developer and I think it would be really easy to recreate, but I'm leaving to visit family tomorrow. So I'm going to see if I can remake the Suika game in less than 24 hours while streaming the entire thing. I started up all my programs, started streaming, and then I dove right in. And now we are going to... let's check it in the game. Oh, sick. Oh, man, we have a game. Progress started well. I made a container for the fruits. I have not worked in 2D in such a long time. This is a 2D game, right? Man, how do I make stuff? Okay, maybe it wasn't going as well as I thought it was going, but I eventually figured it out and I started to add in the fruits into the game. Look in our game. Let's recenter this. There we go. There it is. Okay, cool. One reason why I thought this project was going to be easy was because Unity has a physics system built right into the game engine. We don't have to do math or calculate gravity, weight, or bounciness in order to get anything working. And very quickly after starting the stream, I already had the bare bones of the game. And then last one, box collider. And now if we play... oh my gosh, oh my god, I'm a genius, oh my goodness, oh, I'm so smart, holy shit, I just made this right now, oh my god. The biggest and arguably only real challenge of this game is to somehow get the fruits to combine when they touch, but because of Unity's physics system, half of that work is already done for us. Unity has code built in that detects when two objects touch, so really the only thing we have to do is delete the two fruits and make a new fruit. This is a dead simple thing to code because again, Unity has pre-built code that lets us both make and destroy objects. So I coded up a simple script to get this working, and after trying it out, of course, everything worked first try. And now we should be able... yay, look at that. It should combine twice. Why did it combine twice? Okay. Small bug, it should only be running the code once, but it's doing it twice. This doesn't seem like it's going to be a huge issue, so I continued on with the game, and if something bad happened because of this, I could just fix it later. I continued on, I wrote some more code, and it was finally time to test to see if everything was working properly. Yeah, I think this should just work. Let's see if it does. Let's see. Oh my god. What the fuck? Oh no, what did I do? I think this is a good lesson to learn from. Don't ignore bugs that you find that you know are bugs. I fixed the bug and then I tested it again and everything worked perfectly. Okay, let's go 2D. It broke again. I actually fixed the bug this time and now the game is properly working. This should work. Okay, sick. By this point, we were a little over an hour into the stream and I thought we were going to be a lot further along than we were. The combining feature of the game was probably the most complicated thing to make, but definitely not the most time consuming. There were a few more tasks that needed to get done, like adding in the score tracking system, adding in the fail condition, the little cloud dropper guy, and the next fruit UI. But all of these were relatively simple tasks and didn't take much time. I coded and tested it, but while I was testing, I came across another bug. 34 at the moment. Whoa, that shouldn't have happened. Okay, small bug, that's okay. We'll figure it out, hopefully. Hopefully was the correct word to use because this bug was actually a lot more difficult to figure out. I did come up with a solution a minute later, but it was just hard to implement because of code execution. And that's something I'm not super knowledgeable about. But I eventually did end up getting this bug fixed. At this point, the game's functionality was coming along pretty well, but I mean, it looks really bland. It's just circles and rectangles and squares. So the next step was to start working on the art for the game. But this part was chill and not technical, but it was still difficult. I'm not the best artist. I was using Figma, my favorite design software, but it's more geared towards web and app design rather than making fruits. Thankfully, I got a lot of support from you guys, the viewers of the stream, helpful suggestions, and even an entire fruit that I just tossed into the game. So thank you to everyone who joined the stream. We got our set of fruits into the game, and I did a bit of playtesting to try to get all the fruits to a size that felt good. So we're gonna have to scale up from the bananas. Okay, bananas are set at 0.2. So let's put the bananas at 0.24. I got that all settled to a place where I thought it was okay, but there was an opportunity that the original game had that I feel got completely ignored. That is the faces. All of the fruits in the Suika game have faces, and it genuinely adds so much to the game's style, but I feel it could add more. If the faces were reactive to the situation around them, it would give so much more personality. So my plan was to make a few different faces and code up some logic so that when one fruit got close to another fruit of the same type, the face expression would change. Okay, and I did get some help for the faces. Faces. We'll just call it faces. Sure, whatever. Doesn't have to be complicated. Why are we trying to make things complicated? We don't have to. Doesn't have to be complicated. This seems a little difficult, but it wasn't really. The thing that was really starting to hold me back was the time. I had been working on this project for about 6 hours and I was starting to get fatigued. So even though this feature seemed pretty simple, my mind was starting to get fried, and I feel I made this a more difficult process than it needed to be. But I got this working as well. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Oh, look at that. Oh, it works. I took a small break, spent some time with my dog, and I went into the final block of work. The plan was to get as much done in the next couple of hours as possible. Updated input system so it works with keyboard and controller and touchscreen. Done. Saving system. Done. User interface for the game. Done. And lastly, just adding in a restart button. This got done too. By this time, I was tired, I could not focus, but the game was finally done. I got questions asking if I was going to continue this project after today, and I said probably not. So I uploaded the game to itch, and it was available to play a couple hours after I stopped streaming, but I wasn't happy with how the game ended up. A casual game like this needs a couple of things that I felt this game doesn't have. Sound is probably one of the most important things for a casual game, and this one doesn't have any. I wasn't happy with it, so I took it down. And I said I probably wasn't going to work on it anymore, and I meant that. And leaving a half-finished game with no sound on my itch page just didn't feel right. So if you check my itch page right now, you won't be able to play this game. Because I improved it. I knew this game needed sound and improved UI and some bug fixes, so I went back the next couple days after the stream ended. I updated the UI, I added sound effects, and I added the most banger music you have and will ever hear. Listen to this. But I did mean it. I probably won't continue working on this project past this point unless it gets a ton of plays. I did have some ideas, adding in a leaderboard, adding in different modes and achievements and unlockables, but I probably won't add in all those features unless it gets a ton of plays. So if you want to see this game's development continue, go check it out, play it through the link below. It works on mobile, it's all played in browser, so you don't have to download anything. I also did enter this game into the Game Off Game Jam, so this was also secretly a Game Jam devlog as well. So I'll probably add in some more things throughout the month while the Game Jam is active, but most likely just polish and UI stuff. Thank you guys for watching. Check out the game, leave your high score in the comments. Mine is 3,764 if you want to beat me, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.